Welcome everyone to this week's video. Today I wanted to share the proto ritual, you could say, I wanted to do for Casper, my money cat. As you can see, Casper lost an ear sadly. That's because I took him with me because I was visiting my parents and he didn't survive the trip, but I know exactly what kind of ear he wants, so as soon as I get back he will get a new one. I made Casper myself, and the reason why I decided to not just use a regular glass or ceramic bowl is because I can identify and work way better with things that have a personality and that have some kind of identity. So personifications of certain objects just help me a lot while doing magic. But the first ingredient will be basil, which is one of my favorite herbs to use. I actually don't use it so much to draw in money and success, but I use the basil specifically to bring me abundance and prosperity, but also to make this whole process stress-free, because especially right now in this situation, many people lost their businesses, many people lost their jobs, including me, and it's just stressed out is an understatement. So I included a few things that hopefully keep the stress at a manageable level, and basil is one of the things I use for that. So what I'm doing is I will close my hands around it, I will visualize what I want the basil to do, and then let it soak into the basil in my hand. And then I will release it when I think it's ready into the bowl. Right, the next ingredient would be bay leaves. So I have a few bay leaves here and I'm thinking about sewing them together to create a specific pattern that will enhance the working even more, but I want to keep that private as well. So I thought about stitching 4 bay leaves together and add them to the bowl. If Casper should be fireproof, which I hope, I will also use bay leaves for tinier money spells, which I will maybe share in a different video. That is why I need to make sure that Casper is fireproof. And because this is air dry clay, I know he isn't at the moment, so I hope I can conceal him in a way that will make him safe to use. Bay leaves are often used for money spells, or are commonly used for money spells, because they promote success as well and drawing in money through specific wishes so that they manifest in a specific way. Right, the next thing I want to use is cinnamon. First off, to kind of not spice up, but boost the spell itself, because I think cinnamon kind of gives a little speed up to all the ingredients already in. So I'm using cinnamon for money, luck, to draw money in and to multiply success. And I have these huge cinnamon sticks which I will break down in the actual spell, and I have a specific phrase I want to engrave onto the stick. So I'm thinking about adding 2 of these cinnamon sticks to promote balance, because that's also something very important for me when it comes to financial stability. Then I have this thing where I will add some coffee beans, and I don't drink coffee, I don't like coffee, I don't have coffee. The only reason why I have these coffee beans is because I was visiting my parents and they have a coffee machine where you need whole beans. So when I was walking past it someday, for some reason, it came into my mind that Casper would want to have 24 coffee beans. And all my research into magical correspondences regarding coffee or coffee beans or the coffee plant just didn't make sense. But I was so convinced at the time that I will do it and hopefully find out on the way why I was drawn to add exactly 24 of those. Let's continue with pyrite. So pyrite or fool's gold is also commonly used in money spells. I have 2 pieces and more pieces at home I found in France. The more I worked on this ritual, the more I researched what I wanted to do and constructed my ritual, the more I felt like I shouldn't use pyrite in the spell. But I still wanted to show you that it's okay if your spells are involving, and even if something stands very specifically for money and is associated very strongly with it, that's okay to not use it if it doesn't feel right for some reason. So I have these 3 pieces of salt here, and this is a very special salt for me because I got this in Hallstatt, which is a very ancient salt mine. I'm a passionate archaeologist, so Hallstatt is one of these places that are very known here because of its incredible riches and incredible abundance and prosperity it brought throughout decades and generations. It's so famous that a whole era of human history is named after it in the Iron Age. For me, it just stands for immense abundance, success, and economical power almost, because people came from all over the world to work in this salt mine. It just makes me excited to include it in the spell. I also wanted to include something that was made out of real gold. It stands for success, abundance, prosperity. It stands for being rich, being financially not only independent but absolutely well off and balanced. So ironically, the only thing I own that's made out of real gold is my Christian necklace I got when I was accepted into church. But because it's the only thing I own made out of real gold, it goes in here as well. Let's go to the coins. Now, I live in Europe and I love Europe. This is my home and our currency is the euro. Not for all of Europe, but in Germany. So I have this line of all the coins we have in our currency, and I wanted to include all of them because I wanted to show a constant flow of money without any breaks or holes. I want this to symbolize stability. I'm also super excited because I have gathered lots of coins and currencies from different countries, some from my own travels, some from my family. So I made this little map because I thought it would be interesting to see which countries I'm able to include in this spell. So everything that's green is European countries that have the euro, and the yellow ones are from other currencies I have found. I also have these two very important coins. These are two currencies that do not exist anymore. These two existed before the euro. So we have on the one side the currency that existed in Germany before, so I have a few Pfennige, and the currency that existed in France. Now you could say, why would you add that currency to your money spell? Because the spell promotes growth and not something dying out. Money always changes, currencies come and die, so I don't want to use this money as something that's dead. I want to use it as a symbol that even though currencies change and values of money change, that we still use the money for the same thing. Right, one question I want to ask is, I haven't cleansed this money because I'm not sure that I want to. All the coins I collected went through so many hands, so many different interactions. It's been in so many places that it has an unimaginable flow and power to it that can be very beneficial in this spell. On the other hand, I don't know who touched this money, I don't know for what they used this money, I don't know what they bought. I obviously don't know if the energy this money has is something I actually want in this ritual, and I cannot decide if it's worth. So I'm actually interested what you would do and what you think about this. I wanted to do something that included like a modern way of money, and that's why I thought about adding my card for my bank account, which is not this card obviously, and the little device I use if I need to make some kind of online banking. So I want to use these two things to represent a more modern way of money, because nowadays it's not only cash in our hands, but most of our financial economic business runs through electronic money. I'm also thinking about adding my money jar from time to time, or place it near Casper, because I think both of them can help each other to be more efficient themselves. Right, so this is the ritual as it is now, and I hope you enjoyed it.